Alright, today we'll be looking at arrays, and arrays are ordered collection of items. So you think of arrays as lists that can hold strings, numbers, objects, and other arrays too. So this is an example of an array. So we can say const fruits, and it will give us different types of fruits. We can say numbers, gives us different types of numbers. I mean, you can have an array of fruits, an array of numbers, and so on and so forth. So what are the methods? So methods are ways you can alter things. So how can you alter an array? Now I want to go through the four main methods, which are first one is push. So push is that you're adding a new item to the end of an array. So for this one we have fruits, and we want to push grape. So fruits, that's this first fruits here. So I want to add grape to this array. So fruits.push. So you just push is a method, so we're putting it in parentheses, grape. So we're saying add grape to this array of fruits. So we do that, and now let us console.log fruits. So this is the output, but let's check it on the console. This one I just have a special extension that does this, but let me run node array.js, and we can see grape has been added. So for push method, it adds the new item to the end of the array. So then if you want to add the new item to the beginning of the array, we use the onShift method. So the next one, I'm going to use the onShift method. So if I say fruits.onShift and kiwi and console log fruits, let me just bring this down here, console log fruits, what are we getting? We're getting kiwi at the beginning of the array. So if we want to remove an item, so this also extends to numbers too, the same thing applies. So we want to remove an item from the end of the array, we use the pop. So let me use numbers instead. Const numbers dot pop. So we're not passing in anything, so it just removes the last. Okay, sorry, shouldn't. Numbers dot pop, console log number dot log numbers, and let's run that. So we can see that the last number 5 has been removed, this one here. And the same thing, if you want to remove a number from the beginning, what you do is numbers.shift, and just pass it console log number. What do we have here? So we have 2, 3, 4. In this part we're going to be talking about looping. Now if we want to get the items of the array out of the array, we use flow statements, and looping is one of them. So this is how we'll do, and we have 3 types that I'm going to look at. So we have the for method, for loop, we have for each, and map. I use map a lot, and especially in React I use it a lot to get items and display and all that good stuff. So I'm going to show all of them. So starting with the for loop, looping. Now this is the basic formula for the for loop. So we'll start with the for, the word for, then we have initialization, then when you initialize the condition, and we have the condition, and increment, then we have the code block. So this code block is what you want to happen during each loop. So we want to initialize first, so say let I, or you can say item or a or whatever, so I'm just going to go with I equals to 0, and I'm saying 0 because I want to start at the beginning of the loop. So I think this was our last array here. This was the array. So I want to get all these elements out of the array. I want to console log them. So I'm saying that let I equals to 0, and since array is at 0 index base, 0 is going to be kiwi. So I want to start at kiwi. If I write 1, I'm going to start at apple. So I'm saying start at kiwi. Then as long as this I is less than what's the name of the array again? Is less than fruits. It's less than the length of fruits. So we're saying that when whatever I is, if it is not up to length, is you count it normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're saying that if I is not less than 5, if I is less than 5, what should happen? You should add. So I plus plus, that means you should add 1. So if we're at 0, 0 is less than 5, you should increase it by 1. That's your variable will now be 1. So this is a way of moving through the arrays. So if it passes everything, what are we going to do? We're going to console.log fruits I. So we're going to console log that particular index. So console log I. So when it runs first, it will run. This is how it will run. It will say, okay, I is equals to 0. We're at kiwi. Is I less than fruit.length? It is. It won't run this I plus plus now. It will just come here and console log kiwi. Then to now check, since I is less than fruit.length, it will now add 1. Then it will go to the next. So now as it has added 1, the I will move to apple. So I will now be 1, and 1 is less than 5, which is the length of items in the array of fruits. It will now console log fruits 1. So this I here will be 1. It will be holding 1. It will console log apple. And since it's less than fruits.length, it will now add another 1. So now I will now be 2. So let's run this array, which is node array.js. So we can see we have kiwi, apple, banana, orange. So next we're going with the for each method. And the for each method is much cleaner than the for loop method. So this is how we go about the for each method. Looping fruits. So we start with fruits dot for each. Pass our parentheses. Then we'll put a function inside. So function. So for each fruit, that's the item inside now. So we're saying for each fruit. Well, here we initialize a variable and set for each I. We could also have written fruit there too, but this time I'm writing fruit, and I think fruit is better to state than the I. So for each fruit, what do you want to do? So now the code block is inside this your for each method. Everything is inside. So what do you want to do? I want to do the same thing, console log fruits. So let me close this one out so that it doesn't confuse you. So console.log fruits. Clear. And let's run node in the array.js. So we're getting the same item, and this is coming from this fruits array. So we're console logging fruits. We can also use arrow functions. So let me use numbers this time. It's numbers. So numbers dot for each and for each item. Okay, for each fruit. Console log fruits. Let's close this one up. And okay, for each fruit, console log fruits. Sorry, for each, it's supposed to be for each number. Well, you can say fruit. You can say that fruit still work, but for each number, that is easier to understand. Console log number, and we have 2, 3, 4. So that's for each method. For each method is cleaner, more compact. Everything is inside the parameter. So you make less mistakes, although I made a ton of mistakes right now writing this. Then let's come to my personal favorite, which is the map method. We use the map method when you want to modify the array, especially when you want to modify the array. So while we can just like get back all the figures or the items in an array like we've done in the previous two examples, where we want to modify the array, add some things, maybe capitalize some letters and just do some changes, it's easier to use the map method. We can use the others, but that will require more code. But for the map method, it's very simple. So let me show you what the map method is. So for the map method, we can say, you can start by const new fruits. So we initialize a variable equals to fruits dot map for each fruit. This is the code block. What do you want to do? I want to return fruits dot to uppercase. So we're saying each fruit, return it into, or make it an uppercase letter. So console log new fruits. Let me clear this one just for each here. So we're going to console log new fruits now. So we've made everything uppercase, and this is just very simple to do. We can also add variations to the list. This is what I mean. We can say const, let's say we want to make a shopping list. Shopping list equals to fruits dot map for each fruit, return, we want to return this sentence or phrase, I need to buy whatever fruits we are on now. So if I run this now, what would it give me? What am I going to get? I need to buy kiwi, I need to buy apple and all. So map is very powerful, very easy to use, especially when you want to make some changes. And with map, you're going to get a new array. So there are a bunch of array methods, and in due course, we'll get to see most of them. So this is just a short class for array methods, the basics, and things you can do with them. Bye.